Thank you very much for joining us in our studio. Let us start with a quote from an article that they wrote about you. Rav Yaakov Horowitz is making life for pedophiles a living hell. So is this true?
Well, that might be part of it, but the main focus is really on the children, and the idea is to keep children safe from pedophiles, and the way to do that is to educate parents and to educate the children, and also to notify them when there's a pedophile living in town.
So what do? You are exposing them.
Correct. Right. So
how do you do it?
Well, I use Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and email list and just word of mouth. Many people in my community don't necessarily have internet access, and they're not regularly watching shows like this, for example. So it makes it all the more important for somebody like myself, who's a member of the community that they trust, to say, look, we have this information. This person who just moved into your neighborhood is a registered sex offender in America. Just be careful. And, I'm one of the things we're working on is trying to get a sex offender registry here in Israel, which you don't have, which they do have in America, where you can... Oh, God, I'm sorry. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, you've said that Israel is heaven for pedophiles. What do you mean by that?
Well, yes. In other words, let's talk about the way things are in America. So the way in America, if somebody is arrested for a child sex offense, they evaluate, the judge, by sentencing, evaluates the person to see how dangerous they are. There's level 1, 2, and 3. And 3 is the worst. So if somebody is a registered level 3 sex offender, it's in an online database, and wherever you live, you can type in the zip code, the neighborhood where you live in, and you can see which registered sex offenders live there. And then they're obligated to register with the police when they move. They're not allowed to live within 1,000 feet of a school, or so the laws are there to give parents the life-saving information that they need, that this person is a sex offender who is currently dangerous to children. So since that information is not readily available here in Israel, and because we have an additional problem that they take advantage of this beautiful Chok HaShvut that says Jews around the world are welcome to come back here, so many of them...
You expose them and they are running to Israel.
No, I expose them. Look, wherever they are, if somebody's a registered sex offender, it's not somebody that I think is a sex offender. He's been convicted of a crime. So we do publicize it in America, but primarily here in Israel, it's much, much more important to do so because of the fact that there is currently, I hope the law changes, there currently is no registry available to parents. The police have the information, but parents don't.
What are the responses in the Israeli communities? Responses that you get about your fight?
Most of the parents thank me. We keep getting emails from people saying, Rav Horowitz, thank you. I had no idea that this fellow was a sex offender. I'm being sued by a sex offender named Yona Weinberg, who was a convicted, registered level 3 sex offender. He had a 13-month prison sentence for molesting 2 children in New York and Brooklyn. And then he started up with another child and then ran away to Israel. And he settled in Hanof with thousands of children are.
So now he lives in Jerusalem?
Now he moved to Ashdod. I mean, whatever. We try to, but you can't even track him because nobody knows. If he moves tomorrow, nobody knows where he is.
How many sex offenders like this are running to Israel?
Shana Aronson, who's an expert in this, I'm not. I mostly work on education and prevention. But Shana Aronson, who does great work for the Jewish Community Watch, she has a list of 34 pedophiles from all of the diaspora who are currently living in Israel, coming in under the Chok HaShvut. And when you look at the research, how many people these children molest in their lifetime, it's Musukan. It's such an immediate danger to children.
What Israel should do?
I think that the very first step, I think the easiest thing to do is to set up a registry. Changing the Chok HaShvut is complicated, and from what I understand, we've been working with Knesset members, several colleagues of mine, and in child safety, some religious, non-religious. We work together. And we're trying to get a law passed to get a sex offender registry. Chok HaShvut is going to, the people on the inside say that's not changing anytime soon.
Let's talk about your books.
Yes.
This is the education part.
Yes, that's the education part, right.
Let's Stay Safe.
Let's Stay Safe is the English book, right. We have them in, we published this first in, this was published first in English in America, North America. We sold just about 50,000 copies, are currently in homes in America. And we just published a version for the Haredi community, Masha Batuach Batuach. And we just released, this is about a year old, and this is Levetach, we just released a few weeks ago. I'm actually here working on getting into as many homes as possible. I mean, the basic idea is to train children that they have a right to their personal space, and that to teach them to be comfortable with the idea that I have a drawer, Yeshli Kos, I have a drawer, I have other things that are mine, my body is mine.
No one can touch me.
Without my permission, right. So then one of the, there are four basic messages. My body belongs to me. What you said, good touching, bad touching. This touching is okay. Usually you say anything covered by a beged yam, by a bathing suit, shouldn't be touched by other people. We teach them no secrets from parents. No one is ever allowed to tell them, I'm a menahel yeshiva, I'm a school principal. There's no reason in this world that I should ever tell a student of mine, hey, listen, this is between us, don't tell Ima about this. That's totally inappropriate, and it's a very big red flag. And the fourth message is, if you're feeling uncomfortable, just get out, walk away. Those are basically the messages, and the research shows that it's most effective when it's done in a calm way. Because when parents get nervous, the children get nervous, the research shows they don't remember what you tell them.
How many copies did you spread here in Israel?
So we just released, Masha Batuach Batuach is a year old. We have about 7,000 copies in Haredi homes. I actually, believe it or not, I got a phone call to America a few weeks ago from a Mea Sharim community living in Beitar, and the principal of the school actually took 230 books. So I've been we got money from a foundation. Mrs. Stan Fowler was kind enough to give us a gift to give out 5,000 books. We got a gift to give out more books. And we're trying to my dream is to get one in every Israeli home.
And the awareness is